Happy Thursday. Keith Tebow with you on a glorious day. We've had a great stretch of weather. It's going to continue, I think, for the foreseeable future, which is all well and good as we get ready for the summer months. And it's time for our weekly conversation with the mayor of the city of Fall River, Mayor Paul Coogan. Mayor, how are you today?
I'm doing okay, Keith. How about you?
Good. Let's start with some disturbing news. Tuesday afternoon, a fatal shooting in the Corky Row section of Fall River near Griffin Park. Two men died. Another one is injured. We spoke with Police Chief yesterday, Cardoza, providing some updates. Of course, there's still an investigation going on. How sad is this? I know you mentioned on Tuesday it's a sad day for Corky Row. How disappointing to see this, and I guess your general thoughts on how we can help improve safety in Fall River.
Well, the way everyone can help improve safety in Fall River is if you see something, say something. That's a basic first step, and we really need people to be on their game and notify us when they see things like this. What was going on there with the people just hanging around, and it led to some problems. But it's just a tragedy, and there's not much more you can say about it. I've been up there obviously a number of times since it happened. I was up there a number of times before. They had a cookout there last summer. There was a lot of the members of the community. We regularly attend the Corky Row Neighborhood Association meetings at the Corky Row Club. We have our finger on the pulse of that neighborhood, and they have a great core group of people there that show pride in that section of the city, and it kind of knocked them off their game a little bit to have this happen right in their backyard. But again, I was up there a couple times. There's a bunch of my former students up there. I was glad to see them, but I was not happy to see all of them under these conditions.
Yeah. I know that, there's always been talk about, a lot of kids, teenagers tend to just hang around. And I don't know if it's been a COVID thing just because, activities have been limited indoor and outdoor for quite a period of time. Are there plans about trying to work more cohesively throughout the city, about trying to get more coordinated activities, especially for, those tweens and teenagers to, get some activities done that is positive and proactive and constructive?
Well, we were talking about it yesterday with one of our community liaison people, Bobby Bailey, a couple of basketball leagues. They got some beautiful courts now at Griffin Park and all the parks. So if we could get some leagues going where there was some pride in your community, Griffin Park versus North Park, try to get some basketball leagues going. I know one of the retired police officers, a good friend of mine, Mike Pereira. I donated to one of his causes. We're going to get a 3-on-3 basketball tournament going. Obviously, we're trying to get some positive activities going in the city, whether it's the drive-in or some concerts this summer or some other events. And we want our parks to be show places for the city where we do want people to go to do positive things. And when you get snapped in the head by something that's that tragic, it's like a wake-up call.
Yeah. Moving on now to the latest with the pandemic. Governor Baker this week announced that May 29th, all restrictions will be released across the Commonwealth, and the face coverings mandate will also be loosened to the point where if you're fully vaccinated, you will not need a mask. What does that mean in terms of what you're seeing here in Fall River, Mayor? I know that Government Center has been reopening. What does it mean for other, city departments in terms of getting back to normal?
Yeah, well, we are reopened now. There's no check-in on the first floor anymore. You can come in and conduct your business. We are seeing some positive trends, though, for people that aren't overwhelming the collector's office. They're now using Bay Coast, which is our partner on bill collecting. So maybe that'll be a long-term result of the pandemic, and that's positive because people can go at night or on Saturdays, and it gives them some options. We're going to be opening up the library. We had a meeting yesterday about our senior centers. I think if we can get the right people in place, we do have a couple of people that may not be coming back that were coordinators. So we're going to get our senior centers open, shortly. And those are the things that we're going to see differently in the city of Fall River. And restaurants that need our support will be getting it, and they can have people in there without masks now also. So again, a lot of things are going to start to blossom all at once. We got to keep our finger on it and do whatever we can to support both organizations and businesses that are coming out of this It's been a very, very long nightmare. I'm not saying we're out of the woods yet. I still have to now encourage people to get a vaccine if possible. It can make all the difference in the world. For some reason, we're 10 percentage points below the rest of the state on our vaccinated population, and there's every place in the world you want to get it. We have that frvax.com, which allows you to pick what kind of a vaccination you want, whether it's Pfizer, Moderna, or Johnson & Johnson, when you want to get it, where you want to get it, and we'll work around you. But if you can't get through on those things, you can always call the mayor's office and we'll help you.
Next step, and we can delve this a little bit more, a little bit later, but, there have been some implementations that have helped businesses. Last year there was the outdoor dining that was put in place. Do you envision any of these changes that were COVID related that may continue on in terms of regulation, something like, helping restaurants, expand outside, anything like that?
Oh yeah, that's going to continue. I think we've already seen it. I'm looking out the window here at Prime 19 on the side of Government Center, and they're going to have an outdoor area. And others, we've worked on some different designs this year for outdoor seating with the local businesses and with Jim McKee from Mass Development. So we're going to keep that going. There's no reason to stop it. Anybody that needs support there, we can help them. We have funds put aside for those specific things, and that's up to the business. If you look at the restaurants in the city, you go down your hand, you can see most of them that do have outdoor dining, and if that's the way they want to go, we'll do whatever we can to support them on our end.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, moving on. Since we last spoke, former Mayor Jasiel Correia was convicted last Friday in his federal trial in Boston. I know you had sent out a press release and a statement. It's one of those things that, was a black eye for the city. And we've talked about this before, about the city is recovering. How can the city now continue to move forward and, improve and, look at the positive things that are happening in Fall River?
Well, that's what we have to focus on, whether it's the tragedy this week or the tragedy of the former mayor. We have to go forward. We're not putting up shutters at Government Center and closing the highways. We live here. We're a key part of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts. We have a lot of good things that are going on in the city right now, whether it's development, whether it's school buildings, whether it's job opportunities. There are positions available for almost anyone that wants to work. And I don't know if that was always said about Fall River. I know at one time you couldn't find a job here, but there are openings almost everywhere. There are people moving here. There are different developments going on across the city, which are now at a price that people wouldn't have thought about a couple of years ago. So things are definitely going in the right direction. And again, the train is going to be one of these big economic growth spurs that it's going to help us. But Fall River is a funny place. I've lived here for a long time, and it's a place where people get down on the city or get down on government, and that's not the way we're supposed to do this. We're supposed to work together as a team, and I don't know any reason that after the situation with what happened to the former mayor that we have to go negative. He and his family are going to work his way through it. I've not heard a negative word about that in Government Center. People say, whatever happens in September when he's sentenced, that's going to be where his life is going. But as a city, we have to move forward and try to stay on a high road and accentuate the positives. We have so much to be proud of down here that there's no reason that we stay on that dark side of that dark cloud. We have to go forward, looking at what we can do better, what we can do to help residents, and there should be a singular focus. How can we make Fall River a better place to live? That's it. And if some of these things you're talking about are part of that, well, it's not how I see it, but right now that's what we have to focus on.
Yeah. All right. And finally, again, the next movie night is taking place tomorrow night at Durfee High School. Grease is this month's feature. Weather's going to be beautiful, and I understand there's only a few tickets left for this event on Friday, right?
There's a few tickets left at Recreation. I was just kidding with Elena about it because we try to put on something that's going to be a little different for the community. There's going to be a little dance troupe there doing some dancing from the 50s. There's some booths and things that we can go. There's going to be a car show with some old cars so people can walk around and see the motors and see what's going on. So it's going to be a night, and then we'll all sit back when it gets dark and watch the movie Grease and go home. And it's a free night of family fun. We like doing things like that. Accentuating the positive again. Let's go watch Grease and have some fun, and hopefully we'll see you there. It's at Durfee Auditorium parking lot tomorrow night, and we'll look forward to seeing you.
All right, Mayor Coogan, as always, thank you for your time. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the weather. We'll talk again next Thursday. Take care.
Thank you.
All right, and thank you for joining us here on FRC Media. I'm Keith Tebow. Enjoy the rest of your day.